you're watching PalaceFanTV. Do not adjust your set. I have moved house and I haven't shaved in a week, but this is still PalaceFanTV. I'm Jim Daly and we've got our Sunderland preview video, and joining me is Matthew Crichton. Matthew, how you doing?
Yeah, good mate, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Thanks very much for joining me. Matthew reviews Sunderland matches on his channel. There'll be a link in the description below so you can check them out. So it's Palace Sunderland on Monday night. Very unfair fixture for the Sunderland fans to come down on a Monday night, and in fact the reverse fixture is a Tuesday night, so we've both been done over by the fixture computer there. But first of all, I want to get your thoughts on Sam Allardyce, who has been in the job a few weeks now at Sunderland. Tends to divide fans. Are you happy? He's got a record of keeping teams in division, but not playing the best kind of football. What were your thoughts?
Well, I mean, the way I see it, who will start this season, and I think Allardyce, he comes in, he knows the league. Out of the candidates that were there, he probably had the most experience. I mean, the football doesn't really bother me because the way I see it, no matter how you play, if you win games, I don't really think fans are too unhappy. I think it's more when he loses consecutive games and you're playing awful football, that's when it maybe starts to get a bit of pressure. But to be honest, if Sunderland are winning football matches, it doesn't really bother me how we play, to be fairly honest.
Who were the other candidates, and would you have preferred them, or was Big Sam all right for you?
I mean, there's some talk of Nigel Pearson, but often there's been, I mean, with Sunderland lately, we've been employing random characters. Like, no one expected Paolo Di Canio. Dick Advocat came completely out of the blue. Gus Poyet as well was a bit of a random candidate, and we turned down like some Mark Hughes in the past, which was probably a bad decision. But I think out the ones, Allardyce had the most experience. I think someone who probably wanted the job as well, which is nice.
And is everyone happy so far with how it's going? It's been sort of a bit hit and miss, hasn't it?
It's been quite frustrating because we lost to West Brom with a Pantilimon error. That was a bit annoying. Winning the derby and you expect things to get better, but Everton absolutely thrashed us, and Southampton last week we barely took any shots. So every game's a cup final now. Every game's a win game. So it's just we need to start winning. That's basically the big factor, really.
Which, of course, puts a lot of pressure on Monday night's game. Now, Conor Wickham joined Palace from Sunderland in the summer. Hasn't played a lot of games for Palace due to injury. Were Sunderland fans upset about him leaving? Or how did you feel about it?
Particularly me, I was, yes, because I think he's a player who got very young, would change managers a lot, so he was loaned out frequently, we had a lot of strikers. He was never really given a big chance. Obviously, he came in and saved us, scored 5 goals, I think 2 against Manchester City away, which a lot of people remember. And then Gus Poyet played him left midfield, which amazed most people. Obviously, he's a powerful lad, but everyone knew he was a forward. And last season, he didn't really, he was our top scorer, but played out of position. And with the strikers we had, I really did expect Fletcher to go, but Wickham, I mean, he's young. I think he's 21, still or 22. He's a powerhouse. He's got pace. He's good in the air. And I think going forward, I think he could easily be a contender for a future England international. So I was really surprised we did let him go.
So do you think he can do a job then? Because this is an area of the Palace team that needed the most new faces, really, needed most work. And a lot of Palace fans still aren't certain about Conor Wickham. But do you think he can do a job, and can he score goals at this level?
I think definitely. I mean, he's had spells for us, but after his good spell, he was played out of position. But I mean, he's got a bit of pace on him. He's good in the air. He's powerful, as I said. And I think Palace's best position on the field is the three that play behind the striker. I mean, Zaha, Punchin, and Balassi are all playing out the skin. Great players. If they can get him in, and if he can get on form, I think all he needs is a bit of confidence from Alan Pardew and from the fans. And once he gets going, I think he won't stop scoring, in my opinion.
That's good. That's good to hear. Great to hear. So what are your thoughts on Palace? Because we haven't been in the Premier League that long, only a couple of seasons now, but we're obviously doing very well. Did you expect to see Palace sort of kicking on so quickly?
I thought where I live, it's mixed between Newcastle and Sunderland fans in the town I live in. And to be honest, most Newcastle fans, for me, in my opinion, got a bit ungrateful with him. Obviously, he got them 5th place in the league, and then things started to go a bit wrong. But I think he was a great appointment for Palace. And to be honest, I'm really jealous at the moment because for Sunderland, at the minute, it's just every season we're fighting relegation, not really pushing on for top 10, where I believe we should be contending for with the size of our club. Obviously, 40,000 fans a week. So to see Palace doing it really, really well, signing players like Johan Cabaye, playing attractive football, the atmosphere at Selhurst Park is fantastic. It's just, I mean, I'm glad to see it because it's nice when football clubs do that. But also, I'm a bit jealous myself that Sunderland haven't taken that sort of progress as well.
And a lot of Newcastle fans still a bit obsessed with Pardew, aren't they? Everything is blame Pardew.
Yeah.
What's all that
Yeah,
about?
it's always been a thing. It's started to go a bit wrong because I think Newcastle still think it's the 2000s when they're fighting for like top four and that. They're not the club they used to be. And I think there's still a bit of bitterness there that they've slumped down, obviously, since Ashley's taken over. But I think they were definitely in a better position under Pardew than they are now under, obviously, Carver and McLaren.
Yeah, absolutely. So which Sunderland are going to turn up on Monday night? Is it the Sunderland that beat Newcastle in the derby, or is it going to be the Sunderland that got thrashed at Everton? Because it seems to be sort of hit and miss it week to week with you guys.
I honestly have no idea because we keep changing our team around. There's players being thrown around. We've always got high-profile players on the bench, random players starting. To be honest, I think what's vital for us is if Allardyce is going to keep it tight and then we can hit on the counter-attack because Fletcher's been on good form scoring lately. He has an all-right record against Palace. He scored twice against us last year on the game. I think I'd like to see Jermaine Defoe start as well. I think if we need to get goals, he's our best goal scorer. But mainly I think keeping it tight because Palace have shown against Man United, Liverpool, they're on good form. They can keep it tight at the back. So I think the first goal will be vital. But I do think if we do take the lead, we can get something from the game.
And Jermaine Defoe always scores against me on FIFA when I play Palace against Sunderland, so I'm sure he'll score. Let's do our prediction. This is a new thing I'll be doing on PalaceFanTV where we write it down on a bit of paper and turn it around to the camera at the same time and see what we get. So are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so on three. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I've gone for 3-1 Palace, 3-2 Sunderland. So
Yeah.
So we're expecting goals.
Yeah.
A lot of goals. Good stuff. Matthew, thank you very much for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Good man. Don't forget to subscribe to PalaceFanTV for these weekly preview and review videos. Drop a like if you enjoyed it and comment below with your prediction. What is the score going to be on Monday night? Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Snapchat for all our match day snaps at every game. And I'll see you again soon. Cheers.